Welcome to the Empower Me Show with Pam Bright. This show is all about honoring you as a spiritual being, having a human experience. You are here for a reason, and it's no mistake that you are here on Earth right now. Spirit has guided you to this very moment in time, so you could hear the messages Pam is about to share with you. She is a multidimensional healer, light language channel, transformation coach, wife and mother, committed to helping you discover the tools and practices to empower you to live the best life you can. You get to choose the spirit path you take. You can connect to the spiritual guidance already all around you. Get ready to live a fully empowered life. This is the Empower Me Show.
Welcome back once again to the Empower Me Show. I am Pam Bright. I am your hostess for today. I use both terms because, all of us have male and female both intertwined within us as human beings. So I use both terms. Whatever you identify as is great. All of you are welcome here to this channel or page or show, whatever you want to say is available. So I am here today to kick off our month of life coaching. I have other wonderful special guests that I'm bringing on the rest of the month, and I'm starting it off today with myself because I am a life coach. I'm a spiritual transformation coach here to assist you in your best life. So welcome, welcome, welcome. And yes, we do have a different view here. Let me show you here quickly. Here's our teddy bear who is reminding us to always love on ourselves and give ourselves lots of great cuddles. And we have this beauty here that I created to represent my healed family, my birth family, and really emanating the spirit of all of my family from the view of a medicine shield for you. So all those different things are representative of my family. We've got a dolphin, we've got a little girl with a balloon that says, "I miss you." That was for my dad who had just passed. And we've got feathers, we've got all kinds of great things on there. And of course, you have me. I'm your hostess, Pam Bright, and I absolutely love you. So welcome to the Empower Me Show, where we give you tips, tools, and techniques to empower you in who you are as a soul, having a spiritual experience as a human. So boy, you didn't choose this lightly, this path of humanity, and either did I. So we are here to make a really big difference on the planet and make our mark, if you will, so that other people can learn from us, learn about what works, what doesn't work, and really assist everyone in having a great experience on this adventure, this big adventure dome that we call the Earth plane. So let's see what time it is. It's just about, we've got time before we have our next break to ground. That's important for me as a soul to do that because I spent a lot of time out of my body and kind of not grounded in the fullness of who I was. And so grounding helps me to come back in to this human form and center into this time and space for you. So let's do that. I am going to use my trusty crystals here. Let me show you my lovely, what is this called? Fluorite, I believe it's called. I love all these colors on there. And it really helps in remembering to The point is upward, so we always go up and out, connecting into the earth, and it's got a nice flat bottom, so we connect into the grounding with Mother Earth. And then we have my partnership crystal here to remember that we are all partners with each other. We're not doing this life alone. Please don't do life alone, guys. It's not necessary. So allow yourself, if you can, in this time to close your eyes. Closing your eyes actually helps you to go within and calm yourself, separating yourself from the noise of the world and whatever dynamics you've been experiencing up until this point. Really helps you to take some nice deep breaths and just listen to the sound of your own heartbeat. So go ahead and do that. Feel your heart. You might even put your hand right on your chest. So feel your heart. Feel it going. Thump, thump. Thump, thump. Thump, thump. Thump, thump. Feeling that blood flowing through your body. And as you feel that, also feel that that energy is not just in your heart space, but it's actually helping to wake up the rest of your body. Feeling the blood flow in your arms, your hands, your torso, your legs, going up into your throat, your head, going into your eyes and your ears, and at the same time going down, down, down your legs, into your feet. And connecting in with the earth. And just follow that heartbeat all the way down into the core of the earth. Connecting in with the core of her and her own heartbeat. Feeling that heartbeat. Synergizing with your own. Hey, ta ta ye, ta te, ta ta ye. Hey, ta 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 ya ye. Anane hasana ye. Asane sanaya ye. Oda ye, anaye, anaye. Anaye, anaye, anaye. Anasana yetana yetsana neke na mayetena na yesana yeki abajene mayesa. So hear these sounds as they're coming through the Earth Mother to you and your soul. Anasana yetana yeke na mayeki na baine. No no yasana mayeki sana mayete tutuna. Ne sana mayechena mayesa na yiki abai tutunu no no no. Asana nayete na itana maya kukuna maya sana maya tututu na mayete. The earth is always speaking to us. whether it is through sacred sound of the light language that exists within her, or the beings of the earth, the creepy crawlies that live on her, the whales and the dolphins and the frogs and even the algae and the seaweed that lives within her oceans. Everything is alive within the earth as well as on the earth and around her. Ana sana yetera yetana mayiki wa ne shina maya sututu maya sana mayetera mayiki na mai tu na na yesana mana ne yetara mayiki na mayiki. So for those of you who are listening in to this transmission and have never heard these sounds, allow your brain, your mind that's trying to figure it out, to just step aside now and just listen with your heart. Sana yasana yetarama inanahita tayasana naite. Oh, na sana yitarai. These sounds are infusing you with light. So thank you, Earth Mother, for assisting us with grounding in our physical form. And we ask all of our spirit guides, teachers, and angels that surround us individually and collectively to come now into our physical forms, filling us with your light and love, your peace, your understanding, your wisdom. And we ask today and this moment that each person listening to this transmission, this coaching call, if you will, today, get the guidance and wisdom and understanding and help that they need today, knowing that it is a perfect day to receive. Thank you, thank you, thank you. From the God of my being to the God in your being. From the universe to you. Be well and know that you are loved. Aho. All right, welcome back. So every single episode, I do some kind of transmission like that at the beginning so that you can look forward to that and really kind of separate yourself from all of the other activities in your life. And it helps to allow ourselves the time to really rest and receive and let go of all the other activity and stuff that we have to deal with on a daily basis, just even for a few minutes at a time. So I highly recommend that you start incorporating this practice every day. I like to do it first thing in the morning when I wake up and bring in my guidance into my life and ask them for help, ask them for anything specific that I know that I need. Some call that prayer, others call that meditation, others simply call it connecting with the divine. Doesn't matter what you call it, as long as you give yourself that opportunity to do that sometime during your day and allow yourself that gift of connection. So we are going to take a little break. And before we do that, I want to let you know that this is your coaching session today with me. And that puts on a different hat, not necessarily a different hat because I'm kind of me all the time, but coaching is different from psychic transmissions and healing work. But for me, it's kind of all incorporated into one. But coaching is its own specific kind of entity and really helps you with knowing who you are, knowing what you want, and what you stand for. in the world. So that's kind of where we're going today with our session, if you will, on the Empower Me show. So we're going to take a break. And if you want to talk to me about your life, about, what your plans are, what your goals are, what your stopping places are, what's, in the way of your best life, you can call 1-800-930-2819 and talk to me. And the first caller gets a special gift from me if you want to do that. So I'd love to hear from you on the air so that we can have a great chat, and then I can give you my giveaway when you call me. So you can also write in if you want to Transformation Talk Radio. They have a little chat line there, so you can ask questions that way as well. Although you won't get that special giveaway, you have to call in order to do that. So we'll be right back. Welcome back to the Empower Me show. We're talking about life coaching with Pam Bright. So it is the coaching month. I've taken on the coaching month, but we're probably going to revisit this month, quote unquote, down the road, because I've got a lot of people that are coaches in my life and then keep reaching out to me that want to be seen and known. And we want you to know that we are available for you, because it's not about doing life alone anymore. I don't know if you do that. I don't know if you think that that's an American thing to do or a human thing to do if you don't live in America. But really, it's lonely to try and handle life all by yourself without support. So this particular episode is really, really geared towards you and sharing with you what support can look like for you. So why do we talk about coaching versus counseling? What's the difference? Years ago, when I was what we call waking up, spiritually waking up into who I was as a human, who I was as a soul, who I was, did I care about a spiritual connection, all of that world. I needed help in a big way. I needed help to get off of alcohol and drugs. I needed help to learn how to be a grown-up, whatever that even means. I needed help to know how to function in my life. I had pain from my past. I needed a lot of work on me. And I didn't know about coaching. I'd never heard of coaching. So I started with counseling because I needed to. I needed to go to drug and alcohol counseling first. Went to a treatment center. Went to a couple different treatment centers to deal with my addictions. And that opened the door to, I can have a counselor like on a regular basis. Wow. Okay. So I started seeing a counselor, and that really opened my eyes to what healing really looked like. Healing from my pain, healing from my wounds, healing from my traumas, and allowing myself to be seen and honored in who I was as a human being having this experience called humanity on earth. And I was blessed to be able to connect to not only a counselor that I had when I was in treatment center, but also someone who was metaphysically connected to the world of spirit in a way that I could understand. So in the 12 steps of Alcoholics Anonymous, we learn about the God of your understanding, of my understanding. And this person, her name was Sandy, and I don't even know if she's still alive. It'd be interesting to find out if she's still alive. But I went into her home, and after I'd been out of treatment. And she had these things in this case, and I remember it so well. They were crystals, and I had never seen a crystal in my life. I was so excited. I was like, what is that? And I immediately gravitated towards um, this crystal. Then, and I said, what is that? And she picked it up, opened the case, picked it up, and had me hold it. And I started feeling something like I'd never felt before, like, oh my gosh, this has something in it that I want to know more about. This is also a crystal. This is a fluorite, as I said, and it has energy. And I started learning about energy and connection to a higher power and connection to the universe and the stars and everything around me, and started really opening to all of that at the same time as I was doing inner child work and family of origin work and um, healing from all of the trauma that I had experienced from birth up until that point. And so I really understood what the world of counseling was, and that it took a certain learning to do that. They had to have a license, and they had to have go to school for that, and anyway, it's a whole different set of criteria for coaching compared to counseling. So I got that information quite well, and I loved the experience of counseling. It's really important to have that if it's something that you need. If you have a lot of past trauma and a lot of past problems that may still be impeding your ability to function in the world, then I highly recommend having a counselor, seeking it out, getting some help. Sometimes people need to have that intervention of sorts with themselves and their family life, right? So that would be an appropriate use of support for you. Then, after years and years and years of recovery and counseling and personal growth workshops and all of this new stuff, I found, or it found me, this world of coaching. And I was like, what is coaching? That's different. That's a new term. I'd heard of sportscasters. I've heard of sports coaches, for a football team or a baseball team or whatever, but I didn't know what other kind of coaches were until I went to they called it a forum, an information night. And I found out about the world of coaching. You've heard of Anthony Robbins. He's a famous life coach that has many, many years behind him. Louise Hay was really led the movement of creative visualization and the law of attraction. There are law of attraction coaches. There's, any niche in the world can have a specific style of coaching, and we're going to have all kinds of them on here from week to week. My particular niche is that of a spiritual coach. So I really, really hone in on, your connection to the divine. If you don't have a connection with the divine, in my opinion, you're missing out. You're missing out on your innate human ability to experience the divinity within you and the divinity within all things. I come from a background of religion, and so I learned in my family that there was a God, and I certainly did not understand this God, but it was something that I was in. My birthed I was birthed into it in my family of origin. And, so I got baptized as a Christian, and I went to all of the different things that you're supposed to go to learn about Jesus, and went to Bible camp, went to vacation Bible school. As a kid, I remember that the thing that stood out to me about that was the music, was the fun songs that we sang. That was the best. I connected in with the music of that Bible school. And even when I went to church, that's what I remember the best, was singing the songs and being in the choirs and connecting in with that. I never quite got the understanding nor the ability to commune with this God in the church, although I did love the music, and it continued on through the years with different, still the same religion called Christianity, but different churches. So different energies, different ways of expression. I was very fascinated by the ceremony of it, and so that's what really inspired me to open to that world of connection with spirit. And when I went to this information night for coaching, what I heard was this a really great definition of coaching versus counseling. And what I heard was counseling deals with who you are now and your past. So all the stuff from your past, that the memories, the difficulties, the problems, the pains, all of that stuff that's in your way, which I knew about that because I was in Alcoholics Anonymous. So we dealt with all of our past stuff when it came to our drinking and our drugging lives. So I knew how to take inventory of my life. So I knew about the cleanup process with that. And I'd been to counseling for that very purpose. So that I understood that part. Then they said that is really important for people that have a lot of debris, if you will, from their past. And coaching, what coaching says is, well, given that all of that happened in your past, given that you have had all that pain, what are you going to do about it from here forward? So, given all the stuff, right? Doesn't mean the stuff disappears, doesn't mean the stuff doesn't matter, doesn't even mean that you don't have to look at it. Because believe me, I have a lot of people that deal with their past, and I have different processes for that I use in coaching. And coaching comes from the premise that we're already perfect, whole, and complete just as we are, because we chose to be here in a body. Okay. That's my premise. I chose to be here in a body. My soul, who is infinitely connected to the God source, chose to be in human form. And that's my divine connection right there. Given that I'm already whole and complete, and I still have stuff from my past that I can choose to deal with or not, what am I going to do with all of that information and all that stuff from here forward? So that's what coaching gets to do, is from here forward, what do I want? What's my mission? Why am I here? Who am I and why am I here? Those are two big questions that coaching answers. Who are you and why are you here? Are you curious about who you are and why you're here? That would be a great coaching question and something to delve into. And we, as coaches, definitely have lots of tools for you for that. And I, as a coach, would love to support you in that question. And if you want to have a dialogue with me, now's the time. So you've got the phone number on the screen. Call me. Let's talk. What do you got going on? Do you have something that just really wants to be heard? Something where you just really need somebody to listen? That's another big key component of what coaching is listening, being honoring of who's on the other end of the phone, who's on the other side of the communication, honoring you and witnessing you going through whatever you go through as a human, and honoring you to be exactly who you are and exactly who you want to be. That's another really great kind of definition of what coaching does for you. So if you're interested in that particular way of support, then I, as a coach, would love to help you, would love to support you. And I am here all the time on this particular show, the Empower Me show. And I'm going to have all bunch of different coaches on from week to week. So you can connect in with them as well. This is their profession. This is what they love. And they would love to support you too, because we give tips, tools, and techniques for you in every show to help you with all of the things that really matter to you. So for a moment, go ahead and go within, really put your hand on your heart and ask yourself this question: who am I? Who am I? Okay, so if I were my own client, which I often am, because I have to coach myself as well. I have other coaches that I work with too, but if I were to ask myself this question, who am I? Well, my first answer is I'm Pam Bright. Who else am I? I am a child of God. I am a lover of life. I am a mother of a 17-year-old senior in high school who I absolutely adore, named Nova Bright. I am a wife of my beloved David Buck, who I adore. We've been married 20 years and it's been amazing. Who else am I? I am a creative artist, which, believe me, I didn't even have any connection to that years and years and years and years and years ago. And what's true today is different from what was true 20 years ago. Even what was true a year ago. I am moving into that new place of who am I? So see how it always changes. It can always change. A lot of times we identify ourselves as the profession that we do or the work that we do in the world. I did that for years. I am a massage therapist. I did that for 25 years. I did massage therapy is what's true. But it wasn't, what happened is that I became that thing that I did for work. And it absorbed my entire life. And it was amazing. And I assisted lots and lots of people. And I also got sucked into having a world that was really all that. It was absorbed in efforting. It was absorbed in what pain do you have? It was absorbed in always having to make you feel better all the time, every second. Okay. Nothing wrong with that. unless there isn't any other world around you. And so when I ask you, who are you? You can kind of play with that. It's called an open-ended question or an inquiry. That's another tool we use in coaching. Who am I? And then you just start writing or speaking about who are you? And you'll get all kinds of different answers all the time to who you are. So if you want to know, if you want to kind of banter back and forth with that with me, I'd love to. You can call me here. You know the number, it's on your screen. For those of you who aren't looking at the screen, it's 1-800-930-2819. You can call. We still got time. So let's see, what else? What else do we do? Oh, so who am I is one question. Why am I here? That's another big question. Why am I here? That takes a little bit more diving into. It can be really simple, guys. It can be really simple. Why am I here? I'm here to experience what it's like to be a human being. That's a very simple answer. Another answer is, why am I here? I'm here to make a difference on this planet. Why am I here? I'm here to be the mother for my child, Nova Bright. Why am I here? I am here to minister, if you will, or speak about the power of God, the Almighty. Why am I here? I am here to sing to you. I'm here to love you. I'm here to share light with you, right? Again, the open-ended question, lots and lots of different answers to this question. Try it out. This is how I really have opened myself to possibility. It's another big key with coaching, is allowing yourself to be in the inquiry of life. Allow yourself to wonder about these things, right? The other thing that coaching really did for me, especially early on when I first started learning about what coaching is and what coaching can do, is I felt heard. I felt like I was being seen, even in what I considered my brokenness. So I ask you, are you feeling like you're broken? Are you feeling like you're damaged goods? Are you feeling like nobody knows who you are? Coaching is a way for you to get the support that you have been craving. So allow yourself the gift. Coaching is one form of support. And I talk a lot about support. Allow yourself to let this teddy bear here give you a virtual hug. Allow this creative expression here of color and symbols to move into your consciousness. Another thing that I do a lot with my coaching is I give people an opportunity to creatively visualize. So let's do this, okay? So just close your eyes again. Closing your eyes signals to your body system that it's time to rest and it's time to receive. So imagine a big heart, okay? The shape of the heart is like this, for those of you who are watching, the symbol of the heart, and just allow yourself to see that heart in front of you. And imagine that that heart has information for you. You can color it. You can have your magical paintbrush in your hand that you paint it red or pink or swirls or put flowers on it. Whatever you want, you can create it. Okay. And ask that heart what information it has for you right now. And allow that information that you receive, because it's going to come through at any time. And even if you think it's not saying anything, there's some kind of information you're receiving. Your opportunity is to not discount it. Okay. That's another piece of what coaching can do, is open up your senses to what is already here. So opening up your mind's eye, this is your third eye here. It's also called your psychic eye. Opening up your already always listening, which is another term that many of us know that went through landmark education or the EST training, for those of you who did that. But it's the part of us that's always listening to something, right? And receiving information. So what is the information that heart is giving you? Is it giving you love? Is it bringing up an old memory of pain? Is that heart giving you some yearning for connection? Is that heart connecting you with your family? What is that heart doing for you? Okay, let's give you another image. Okay, so let me give you an image of an army truck. Okay, an army truck. What is that telling you? What comes up in your mind? I know for me, I immediately think of guns. I immediately think of war. I immediately think of, things that in my heart, I don't necessarily want to look at, right? Doesn't mean they don't exist in the world. It just means that I don't necessarily want to focus on that. And for some people, they may have past images that will automatically show up for them that aren't necessarily happy memories. So allow yourself to kind of go into the place of discovery and allow yourself to inform your life as to who are you, what do you want, what's your life about, and where do you go from here? That is really a basis for the work that I do. And many, many coaches do in their own way. I also use a lot of my healing abilities in my coaching, as well as light language transmissions and my spiritual channeling. So it's all kind of intertwined. But coaching is really for you to take all of the information of who you are and kind of lay it out like a menu, like a big buffet, and say, which piece do I want to grab from right now? Which is going to inform me and assist me and allow me to be more of who I am from here forward. So what else can I tell you? Okay, so I have on my altar, I have a thing that says, take back yourself. So that's another piece of coaching that I work with a lot, is who of you, like I'm seeing you, I'm knowing you, let's say your name is Jane. I know Jane. I know who I know of Jane and my experience of Jane. Jane has a certain experience of Jane, but Jane is missing, let's say Jane is missing um, Jane from when Jane was young. And Jane has memories of herself as um, having a difficult childhood. And Jane has a marriage that she doesn't necessarily feel is the most healthy. But Jane also absolutely loves herself and her weight and her look. And she's a model. So she loves the way that she's able to be beautiful and show her colors in her fashion, right? So that's Jane. Um, but Jane is missing parts of herself, right? And so Jane finds me on social media. Jane finds me on Facebook. She finds me in Google. She hears me on the radio show and she gets a hold of me and says, you know what? I think I'm missing parts of myself. Can we start working together? And I say, of course, I'd love to. So Jane is you. Jane is you. Jane is somebody in the world that is wanting something more. And so Jane gets a hold of me, Pam Bright, Bright Butterfly Enterprises, as a coach and a mentor, and says, I want to work with you. There's something about you that I really feel like you can help me. So that's what I get to do now, is say, oh, okay, what can I do for you? Who are you? What's your pain level? What is missing? And then we have a conversation about it. And then we set up a session and we go from there. So that's how coaching works. So is any of this making sense for you? I'd love to work with you. I really would. So give me a call. 1-800-930-2819. On this radio show, we have a few minutes. I can do that. What else? Oh, I'm going to be right back. I'm going to get something for you. All right. So this is another kind of thing that I have shifted the way that I've been being in the world quite a bit from my insides out. And so I don't look the same as I used to look. Not in any way. Physically, I might look the same to someone who hasn't seen me in a long time. But energetically and emotionally, I'm quite different than I used to be in the world. And so since I have worked from my insides out on myself and my personal growth, my outsides are now looking very similar to what my insides are as well. And so when the energy changes within yourself, I can promise you that your world will start mirroring back to you the changes that you're making on your insides. And so I get things like this is one of my beloved clients that sent this to me. And this on the outside says, dream as though you have nothing to lose. Believe as though anything is possible. Love as though your heart knows no bounds. Live as though there's only today. And then on the inside, it says, anything is possible. Your heart knows no bounds. Pam, wishing and knowing great success for you. Love, Shay. So Shay, I know that you love yourself and I know that you are amazing in the world. And I cherish your friendship, your love, your connection to me as a coach. And I hope that you're doing really, really well. But I keep these so that I can remember where I come from and who I am. And I have all these different representations of who I am from the inside out. And I'm a cuddle bunny. So cuddle bear, cuddle bunny. I love to cuddle. I love to love. I love to share. It's who I am. And if you want some of this energy to inspire you in your own life, you can reach me at Bright Butterfly Enterprises. You can also reach me at, all you need to do is email me at Pam at brightbutterflynetwork.com. Okay. And I'm here every Thursday from noon to 1. And we would love to engage with you on a daily basis so that we can support you in every way. I say we because I don't just work through myself. I have connection to the God source. I connect in with my guidance. I work with archangels. I work with galactic beings. I work with the Earth Mother. I connect in with the crystals. This crystal here, let's see what she has to say in the last couple minutes that we have together. This fluorite is telling you to remember your roots. Remember where you came from. Remember to connect to the earth, to nature. Walk on the earth. Connect in with the trees. Allow yourself to be blessed by everything around you. You are absolutely loved in every single way, all the time, whether you feel it or not. We will love you and show you how to love yourself. And there you go. That's another way that I support you, is connecting in with the crystal beings. So here's the deal, guys. The Empower Me show is here every single Thursday from noon to 1. You can talk to me live. You can reach out to me. You can ask me questions. You can get the support that you need. There's support everywhere. There's support everywhere. More today than ever. So YouTube is another great resource. YouTube, we are on YouTube as well. Transformation Talk Radio is. So you can go there and actually get replays of this podcast. It's also called a podcast. You can call it a podcast, a radio show, transmission, whatever you want to call it. This is the deal. You can see me, or you can just listen on Spotify or iTunes, or I think we're on iTunes. I don't know. iHeartRadio, I saw, all kinds of ways. So if you want to reach out to me, go to Pam at brightbutterflynetwork.com. All right. We are Bright Butterfly Network in the world of Bright Butterfly Enterprises. Okay. That's how that works. So would love to connect to you. I absolutely love you. And I'm a little sad that none of you called me, but that's okay. You know what? It's your time. You do what you need to do, and just allow yourself the gift of support. That's my biggest request, is allow yourself support. It's always, always, always available to you every single moment of your life. Nana senehe hataye na 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 na. So these hands are transmitting love to you right now. Receive this love from Pam Bright the star beings, God Almighty, and the Earth Mother. We love you. Nasana yesene mayikia. Have a blessed day.
Thank you for listening to the Empower Me Show with Pam Bright on Transformation Talk Radio. Tune in to learn more about living a fully empowered life. Remember that your life is up to you, and you can choose the spiritual path you are on. There is spiritual energy and wisdom in everything and everyone around you. Listen carefully for what the universe is trying to tell you in every moment. You are already being guided along your journey. Call upon your spirit guides anytime you need help with anything. Know that you are safe in every moment, even if it seems that you are not. For more information about Pam Bright, visit brightbutterflyenterprises.com or email theempowermeshow@gmail.com. Thank you very much for listening. We hope to see you next week.